Starting the week off with a bank holiday does not mean the markets are at rest. This week, UK interest rates are due to be released, along with Greece's balance of trade. I'm Jessica Walker, and you're watching Monday's Week Ahead. With Greece agreeing to pay a large amount of its loan this week, is this the start of Greece's turnaround? I'm joined today by Andrew Saks-McLeod. Following Yanis Varoufakis and the International Monetary Fund chiefs meeting yesterday, Greece are expected to pay a substantial part of their loan this week, totalling €450 million. How could this payment and the potentially disappointing balance of trade data affect the market?
Well, I think that Greece made its point clear just recently when they elected the Syriza party. The European Central Bank made the move to actually secure, effectively, in a way, kind of unsecured debt, because it took out loans against the Greek banks. And the problem was that it took 190 billion euros of secured debt against the Greek banks as collateral. And that's problematic, because those very same Greek banks are the ones that are really insolvent. So it was effectively like taking an unsecured loan which equated to a third of the European Central Bank's capital. So in a way, they're very lucky to still be solvent. As far as the debt is concerned, the Syriza party was elected, and they made their point clear that they didn't want to repay this. So, in a way, this is a breakthrough for the European Union, because to be able to pay 450 million euros back is rather more than was expected when the Syriza party was elected.
The US is being watched closely as the question mark still remains on US interest rates rising as early as June. With the US non-farm payroll figures disappointingly low last week, could this potentially affect the UK interest rates?
Yes, it could. The US has been really ramping up its financial record. The last few years have been very good for the United States. Since 2008, 2009, since the economic crisis that affected the banks, the US has really improved its manufacturing. And the employment figures were anticipated this time to be far higher than they really were, because the US has been on a really very high building growth expansion, and 126,000 jobs wasn't really enough. It was less than was anticipated. So I think what that will result in doing is that the Federal Reserve will put back its interest rate rise till September. Initially, it was expected to be June or July, and I think it might be September, October before the interest rates really increase in the United States, because really 126,000 jobs is much less than was expected. More like 200,000 was more like what I think the market was expected when the figures were announced.
And lastly, is there anything we should be keeping an eye out in light of the data out this week?
Yes, we should indeed. The euro for the last month has been almost at parity with the dollar, between 1.05, 1.06. Most of the period during March, it was aligned with the dollar. We only saw the euro increase to be 1.10 today because the US employment data was less than expected. It's not necessarily to do with the increasing value of the euro. It's more that sentiment was low after the slightly disappointing US employment figures. But I think that the euro should still be regarded as with some trepidation, because it is almost a slightly false sense of the increase. The dollar slightly declined because of the US employment figures. When you bear in mind the last 13 or 14 years, the dollar, I think the euro has been at its lowest point against the dollar. Is relatively related to the fact that the European Union is mired with its debt. And I think that the US employment figures have slightly affected it, but I think it's really down to the fact that the US is picking itself up. I don't think the manufacturing in the US is suffering the way that the European one has done.
That's great. Thank you, Andrew. That's all for today, but check back on Friday for our weekly wrap-up. Goodbye for now.